Hey everyone, my name is Angella Hochman. Thank you so much for tuning in to STL TV, where you get to experience St. Louis. Now on today's episode of In the Kitchen, I am delighted because we snagged a real gem in St. Louis, okay? I got the chef owner of Bulrush St. Louis, Mr. Rob Connoley. How's it going, Rob?
It's going great. Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited. When I learned you were my guest, I got like very giddy and I stalked all of your social media and got real hungry real quick. Talk to me a little bit about what we're gonna make today.
I thought I would do something that's very old school, very old style, that you won't generally see around in other restaurants or anywhere, even down the Ozarks today, and that's vinegar pie.
Ooh, okay. I'm not gonna lie, I've had a lot of different strawberry pie, rhubarb, whatever, never had vinegar pie.
Well, it's not something that we've really seen in this region since the Depression. And that's when it was born. It's a depression pie. And just think about water that's been thickened up and poured into a pie shell. Now, that would not be good, right? But if we add some,
I'm not gonna lie, no.
But if we added some flavor, maybe some sweetness, maybe some sour, then we have something that's kind of in the same ballpark as a lemon meringue pie or a key lime pie.
Okay, and if people are feeling so wild and ambitious, we threw the ingredients up on the screen. So if they want to attempt it at home, if not, you will just have to watch and enjoy on our behalf. So wait, talk to me about how this pie came to be and why is it also sometimes called pastor's pie?
So it's that Depression era mentality where you may not have anything to serve, but you still want a dessert at the end of the meal.
Of course.
And so you can almost always come up with a pie crust. Back in the day when people did that always.
Sure.
But the filling, you know, you may not have fruit, you may not have chocolate, you may not have coconut, but you certainly have water, vinegar, and sugar. And you probably have eggs. So these are such accessible ingredients. And the great thing, and this answers that question about pastor's pie, is it's fast. You're gonna see in this segment, there's no magic of TV that's gonna happen. We're gonna have this come together in less than 10 minutes, and then it just sits in the fridge and chills to firm up. But that's why it's called a pastor's pie, because back in the day, when pastors would make house calls and show up to visit their congregants, if you didn't have a pie to serve the pastor, you could knock one out in 10 minutes, and by the time the pastor was done praying over you or whatever they were doing, then you could pull the pie out and enjoy the pie.
Amen. That sounds really good. Cheers to quick and efficient menu items. And I love that what you mentioned, you kind of use what you have. And that, am I wrong? That is sort of the overall theme of Bulrush, is where you have locally sourced, you pick these really incredible specific ingredients and use every square inch of them.
Absolutely. I think what's fun is not flying fancy ingredients in from around the world. Like, I'm very aware of what's going on with our planet and our society. And so if I can take things that are local, which is supporting local farmers and local ranchers, and turn them into something really special and unique using skill instead of some ingredient, I think that's much more worthy of my time at this point in my career.
Fantastic. Well, I hate to say, you could probably hear my stomach growling. We should get started on this delicious vinegar pie, and then we'll chit-chat throughout. So how do we kick this off, Chef Rob?
Well, what I'd like to have you do is crack some eggs and put the eggs in the bowl. Do your best not to get any shell, but I'm going to show you a trick that I use in my kitchen. So if you do get a little bit of shell in there, it won't be a big deal.
Oh, this is perfect. I guarantee you shells make their way into pancakes when Mama's cooking at home. Okay, cracking right on the flat surface?
You can. I tend to go on the edge of the counter. I know there are a number of people who believe you should crack on the flat surface, and there's reasons for that, but in the end, whatever you're most comfortable with is what I want you to do.
Okay, so all 4 eggs are going in here?
Yep.
Fantastic. Okay. So talk to me a little bit about how and why you started Bulrush. This restaurant opened up in 2019.
Yeah, we were about a year before the pandemic started. Oh, you're messy over there.
I know, I was like, maybe he won't see.
No, I see.
Yeah. Sorry,
I'm
Chef
sure
Rob.
you have fun in your kitchen.
Oh yes, always a party in the Hochman kitchen. Okay.
So for us when we opened, I didn't quite know what I wanted to do. I wanted to explore the food of my childhood, But my childhood is Bridgeton in the 70s and 80s.
Okay.
And that's not really a cuisine that you would build a restaurant on. For those of you who've been around a bit, you know, that was like Chi-Chi's, and we did La Choy night, and Old El Paso night, and that was like fancy back then. Go ahead and put the sugar in there next.
I'm not gonna lie to you, a shell may or may not have
I
found
want you
its
to
way
leave
in
that in there, and I'm gonna show
Really?
you. I'm gonna show you, yep. Let's go ahead and put the sugar in.
Okay.
And so, as I explored the food of my childhood, which was kind of boring, and I even looked at my family history. My family's from St. Genevieve since the 1830s.
Okay.
So that could be interesting.
Extremely.
Now we have salt and cornstarch, and this
Oh,
could
they're
be
already mixed together?
Already in there. This could be a
Sweet.
little messy.
Okay, no problem.
My family's from St. Gen since the 1830s, and I thought, well, that could be interesting, but that's also heavy German food, liver nephelines or liver dumplings and sausages. I thought we could do something a little more interesting. And ultimately, it took me to archives and libraries where I found historic Ozark cookbooks. There was a step before there that I love to mention because I just think it's fascinating. We explored historic church cookbooks
I saw
in the Ozarks, and I thought, oh,
Yes.
this could be so much fun. But I don't know that I could pull off a restaurant of casseroles and Jello salads.
I don't know, I would dine there.
If I was in Minnesota, I think I could pull it off. But I didn't think there was enough meat on those bones either.
Right.
So we went the route of historic Ozark food. But that led us down a much deeper path that wasn't anticipated at the beginning, and that was trying to figure out what the origin of modern Ozark food is. So not the Ozark food from 1,000, 2,000 years ago, but at what point did we create what we eat now? And it has evolved over time, and that's why it gets interesting. Now, I'm not gonna let you off the hook easy here. You left a lot of cornstarch in that container.
Oh my gosh, I did not even notice.
And we need it in that bowl, otherwise
Okay,
we're gonna
thank
have
you.
soup instead of pie.
It could be a new addition to your menu.
If it's not coming out, use your finger.
I think I
Okay.
got most of it.
Because
Oh,
nothing
wait.
like working with
Hold on.
cornstarch and a black top. This should be fun.
This is great. This is just like home. Okay.
So now I want you to just slowly stir. That's beautiful.
Okay,
Slowly
okay.
stir that together. If you go too fast, it's going to go everywhere because of that cornstarch.
Okay.
And anyone who's worked with cornstarch and liquid knows that it can kind of seize up at first, right?
Definitely.
Especially with waters or liquids. Just be patient with it, and it'll slowly mix in.
It is a thickening agent, I know.
Once it all loosens up, and then I just want you to loosely whisk it. Don't whisk it fast or heavy. We're not trying to aerate it. We just want it very well mixed.
Okay, well, we're getting somewhere now. So, Rob, will you let people know when we come back from this break what a unique dining experience they can expect at Bulrush? This is not just a pop in for dinner, pop out. This is an event. You are gonna wanna hear that and so much more, and try the pie when we come back. So, stick around.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices.
Like your text to emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Hey there, I'm Angella Sharpe with In the Kitchen on the Road. I'm here outside Manifest Juice and Broth. I'm excited to catch up with one of the owners, Katie Gildefry. She's going to tell us the whole concept of this place, but I also get to taste that broth I've heard so much about. Let's go on inside. of course, are here at Manifest Juice and Broth, and I have one of the owners, Katie Gilda-Fry, here with me. Now, this is my first time here. I love the objective manifestation, so I'm really digging the name. Where did that come from?
So I think our main goal here at Manifest is to just meet and embrace any of our patrons wherever they are in their journey to optimal health. When I met my partner and his wife, we both had this aligned vision of just helping and embracing anyone, no matter where they are, to just finding optimal health. And we believe that it's through nutrition, locally sourced, if we can. Cold pressed juice and bone broth is what we are really passionate about here.
Okay, I absolutely love that. And I think most people know that there is a benefit to bone broth.
Absolutely.
For maybe somebody who's kind of new to it, what would you tell them that benefit is?
Sure, so there's, the fads going on with the protein shakes, right? So collagen, everybody's totally indulging in collagen. Well, in the bones that we source locally from different farms, most of the farms are within 200 miles from our location.
Oh, nice.
Those bones have a lot of collagen, and we slowly cook them over, I'd say 72 hours or so at a low temperature to really take advantage of all of those nutrients that are in those bones that are usually discarded. We have a hydraulic cold press juicer, and we juice over 400 pounds of produce every week. And we always encourage our patrons to sample our products. We always encourage people, if they're wanting to do one of our cleanse packages, to consult their physician first, but we can guide them, we can cater it to them based off their dietary restrictions or preferences. Some people just don't want certain fruits or vegetables, and so we can guide them that way, or they don't want certain, animal proteins, and we can help them with that too.
That's wonderful. Now, you mentioned cleanses, so you have a program for that?
We do. We have 3 cleanse packages. They're based around a daily cleanse. We have a juice heavy cleanse that's just juices, and then we have a plant-based snack cleanse where we have all of our juices that are included in our regular cleanse package, but we offer some plant-based snacks because some people are like, whoa, how do I not eat it all day? How can I do that? So we offered some healthier snacks that we have placed around the store. So we're really all about just helping embrace wherever you are, what your preferences and dietary restrictions are, and just helping you get to that next step.
You also have food here too.
Right. So we do have a menu. We've got toasts. We have a toast flight that's very popular. And we also have broth bowls. So we take the broth that we offer in our sippable cups, and we've got 3 composed broth bowls. So if you're really, like right now, they're so popular with the cold weather, right?
Yeah.
So they've got some of your grains, lentils, rice, and then it's either beef, which is a bulgogi steak, chicken, or vegan. And our vegan bowl is very popular right now. Vegan options, gluten-free options. We also have dairy-free options.
So you got something for everybody.
Exactly. We want anyone with any type of dietary restriction to feel embraced and welcome here. When Connor and I sat down and talked about Manifest, we really wanted to focus on community. We met at the farmers market. We have a lot of mutual friends that own local farms, and we're very centered and focused on sustainability. So we have locally sourced proteins from Lucky Dog Farms, from Copegrass Farms. We've got Andoro's and Sons pizza kits. That's a friend of mine. So we have lots of things.
And that's really great pizza, by the way.
Yes, we just want to support the community. Punch 5 libations. We want to support St. Louis. We want to bring everybody together as much as we can, while also talking about nutrition and how to help them get where they, want to be.
Well, what are you going to make for us today?
Sure. So we are talking, since it's a little cold outside right now, we're talking about our sippable broth cups.
Okay.
So would you like to try our refresher? It's our top seller.
Sure.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
Okay, come on. All right, so our favorite of the neighborhood is either the refresher or the curry me away. So the refresher, I think, is right up your alley.
Okay.
So I like to start it with a freshly sliced lemon.
Nice.
And then I add a little bit of garlic because, garlic is life. And then we've got our infused olive oil with it. This is a house-raised rosemary. As you can see, we grow our own rosemary there. Yes, I'm a gardener, so I'm really happy to have all my plants around. So then we've got our flavor enhancers there, and then we keep our broth in warmers. And so you can come in, like I said, just get a sip and broth cup, take it on the fly to work, and you've got it.
You've got it with you. Oh, I love that.
Yep. So it's piping hot and ready for enjoyment.
Oh, you can see the heat coming off of it. I love it. This is gonna be the test. You ready? Are you ready for the test? It's really good. That's
So
really
isn't it?
good.
Great on a cold day.
Oh my gosh, I know. Perfect
Chicken
on a
soup for
cold
the
day.
soul, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my
And
goodness,
the
I love
gut.
it. You guys are on social media, right?
We are,
People can
yes,
follow
yes,
along. Where
yes.
can they go for that?
So we are on Instagram, so you can look us up. We are Manifest Juice and Broth on Instagram.
Perfect. So you definitely should follow along with them. Better yet, you should come down to Clayton,
Absolutely.
right here on Maryland Avenue.
Yes.
And stop in, see what they have for you. It's really good.
Yeah.
So you're going to enjoy it.
Join us for brunch on Sundays as
Oh,
well. We're
and the
launching a brunch.
That's
yes.
right. Got to do that.
Yes.
And you guys are open every day,
8 to 3. You got it.
Perfect.
Yes.
Definitely check them out here at Manifest Juice and Broth. That's going to do it for me here at Manifest Juice and Broth. Of course, I'm Angella Sharpe on the road, in the kitchen. I'm going to send it back to you, Angela, in the studio.
All right, welcome back to In the Kitchen. I'm not gonna lie, it looked like Angella Sharpe had so much fun at Manifest Juice and Broth. I think I need to make a stop there at some point. Okay, so we are back with Chef Rob Connoley, the man, the myth, the legend behind Bulrush St. Louis. Now, when we left off, we were making some vinegar pie, but I feel like I wanna talk more about this amazing restaurant that you've developed. Is it safe to say it's as if like history, art, and botany came together?
That's definitely it, because think about the time period that we're looking at, the early 19th century. Even though they would not have considered what they were making food art, they were just surviving. By modern standards, we look back at that time and see the beauty in what they were doing.
Yeah, and you said something, the coolest quote I think I've ever heard a chef say. You said, food is a safe way to get history in people's heads.
Yeah, I think a lot about the professors I work with here in town who they only get to talk to students. Maybe they do a lecture, and that's going to attract just the history geeks, for example, if we're talking history. But at the restaurant, I get everybody, because everyone likes food. And so I'm able to tell stories from the past in a very safe and digestible way.
Yes, yes, yes. So walk us through what the experience is like. Like I mentioned, this is not just a pop in, grab a quick bite, and then you're on your way out. What is it like for someone, starting with how the heck do you get a spot at Bulrush?
Yeah, when you make your reservation, it's all prepaid, it's super easy. It was designed to be as simple as possible. I didn't want there to be any stress on the side of the diners where you have to calculate tips or anything like that. It's pre-booked.
Well, thank you.
Once you show up though, it's the same mentality. We bring you in, we give you a welcome drink, put you in your seats with everyone else, and it's a theater in the round sort of. So it's only 24 people per night. And they sit around the kitchen, and my team and I prepare the food right in front of you, so you'll see how we're cooking. But more importantly, because there's plenty of open kitchens, you can talk to us. We want you to talk to us. There are no servers. We're gonna hand you your food. We're gonna clear your plates.
Oh, no
And
way.
so that's your chance to say, well, I saw that device, what is that? Or what's this flavor I'm getting in my food? And we're happy to talk about it, because that's why we designed the kitchen the way we did.
Great, I love that. You mentioned a theater in the round, and truly I've seen some videos and some footage, and you are right there, you are so approachable. It's not just this chef who's gonna be in the kitchen you may or may not even see at night. You are part of the experience.
I am always there, and you know, some people would say, well, that's terrible, you don't get a night off, but to me, I love what I do. This is my third career, and this is the one that I'm gonna take with me to the bitter end, and I knew that I needed to have that interaction with my customers. I don't like the idea of being in a hidden kitchen somewhere sending food out. I don't know if you like my food. I need to know that you are enjoying the food, or I can make adjustments as I go. I do want to keep this pie going. So we've already been boiling the water, and now we're adding the vinegar and lemon juice.
Ooh, okay.
And the butter. Now the butter is a little bit odd here, but the butter's in this recipe because it's gonna tone down that vinegar a little bit. It's gonna make it more smooth and creamy. And what you did over here, and remember, there's eggshell in here still, okay?
Sorry.
Now, that's okay, because I think it's a good thing for people to see at home that once you work with eggs, whether it's pancakes or something else, very often shell will get in there and then you'll get a bite of it later. You don't really like that, but I'm gonna show you my trick.
Okay.
So we're at a full boil here. This is called tempering.
Ooh,
I'm pouring just part of the hot liquid into the eggs and sugar, And remember, there's cornstarch in here. And I'm gonna start gently. And once I feel like it's mixing pretty well, I'm gonna get more aggressive.
Smell that vinegar.
It's tart, right?
It is very tart.
And, you know, today I'm using apple cider.
Yum.
You can use any vinegar you want. You can make it your own. So I've just tempered this, meaning I made it kind of hot, and I pour it all right back in. At this point, I'm gonna gently whisk. I'm not whisking to get air into it. I'm just making sure it doesn't stick to the bottom.
Okay.
Now, while I do that, because this is why I want to show you the whole shell idea. I'm putting a strainer over. Now, I'm doing it because of your shell, but in my own kitchen, where hopefully there's no shell, there are the little squigglies that you find on eggs.
Yes. Are those a real thing? Are
That
they
is a
called
real
something?
thing. It's what attaches the yolk to the white membrane. And so we don't want those either.
No.
Because they're a little gross. I mean, it's just egg, but it's a little bit gross. So what we're gonna do as this thickens up is pour through the screen. It's gonna catch my squigglies, and it's gonna catch your shell.
Where has this been my whole life?
It's been in the pantry, and you didn't pull it out.
Thank you, thank you. You know, that is the reason. You are a James Beard semifinalist in 2022, and it's for reasons like that. How did that even make you feel, Rob, to know a restaurant you just opened a handful of years ago is a James Beard finalist?
Well, it's fun because the food that we're doing, so often people poo-poo on. They disparage that whole region, and it's ridiculous. And now there's a historic reason why that happens. It all goes back to the book Shepherd of the Hills. But for me, I know that there's beauty in that area. There's history and culture that go way back. And so why should the Ozarks not get the same level of care and love that any other region in this country gets? And so
I love that you're shining a light.
When the James Beard Foundation recognized what we're doing, I thought it was amazing because it magnifies even further what I've been trying to do. And ultimately, what I'm trying to do is paint a more a fair and more complete picture of the Ozarks.
I love that. There is so much intention behind this concept you've created. And I want to talk for a second about how you are taking this incredible Ozark-rooted concept to London this summer. What's going on there?
Yeah, well, just like the thick fog of London, look at our custard
I know,
now.
Speaking of thicker, yes.
Did you like that little segue?
That was beautiful.
And so right as this starts to bubble, I'm going to turn it down because it's bubbling hard. I'm going to turn it down on an unfamiliar stove. And I'm just going to keep stirring for about 1 minute.
Got it.
And so when I go to London, I'm most likely going to be making this.
You're teaching a master class there.
It's a master class for National Geographic. So I'm pouring this through that funnel, through that sieve.
Oh my gosh.
And we're making a little mess. Good thing someone's going to clean it up for us, right?
Yeah, I don't know who. I just bolt after this. I mean,
and then there's your eggshell, and then there's the squiggles from the eggs. And we get rid of those.
That is gross.
And put them to the side.
Oh my gosh.
We now have our pie filling.
Okay.
And I want to get this in the shell before we eat the pie that I made yesterday.
Yes.
And look at this. Now, anyone who's made a lemon meringue pie is going to say, wow, this looks familiar.
Not gonna lie.
It's very similar.
Yeah.
They're all in the same category of pies. So London is going to be a lot of fun because we're going with a bunch of other southern states. It's associated with the Missouri Department of Tourism. And all these other states are doing things that are so familiar, so expected.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to bring something really special and new. And we're kind of looking at what's the culinary story of Route 66 in Missouri going through the Ozarks. And we're looking at things like fried chicken, maybe chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes. But we're being very conscious to serve things that they don't have in London. Like some of the states are doing seafood. I'm like, why would you do seafood for an island nation?
There, no.
Do you want to try the pies I've already made?
Do I?
Yeah,
yes, chef. Always. Absolutely.
All right, so I got a little fancy for
show.
ours. I put them in these miniature cast iron skillets because I think that's a cute way to present it. But dig in, let me know what you think.
Oh my gosh, how does one dig in?
You have a fork in your hand and you have a mouth
just right
waiting.
in the middle?
We call mouths pie holes sometimes. Let's see why.
Yes, I've heard that phrase. Oh my gosh, okay, here I go.
When I say
my
vinegar, people are like, oh, I don't want vinegar. No, it's sweet and sour. It's the balance.
my gosh.
It's the balance of it. And so simple.
It's so good, and then it creeps up a little bit at the end.
And that butter gives the richness, the creaminess.
Holy cow.
And remember how fast this was. There was no editing here. You know, the setting up of the custard, that takes like 30 minutes. But the cooking of it was, what, 5 minutes, 7 minutes?
Could have been multiple pastor visits in the time it took. Do you want some? I feel like you need to enjoy some.
I do, it's my breakfast.
Oh gosh, here, well, you eat the whole thing.
It is so good.
Yes, absolutely.
And again, I used apple cider. You can use whatever vinegar you want.
Just like savoring
We
this.
use lemon juice. You could use tangerine juice. You can use whatever citrus you want.
So you can get wild
Make
and
it
get
your
adventurous.
own.
Okay.
You can put fresh fruit in there. You can put a meringue on there like a lemon meringue pie. But how fast it was and how delicious it is, that's what's special.
I truly am actually confident I can attempt to make this at home and it will be pretty good.
Absolutely.
Rob, I cannot thank you enough. I know you are a very busy man, you know, changing out menus weekly, traveling to London, teaching classes. You are incredible. Thank you for your time, your expertise, the pie. You guys, I'm not kidding you. Put Bulrush on the top of your restaurant adventure list. Check them out. Again, you must have a reservation. That is how it goes down at Bulrush. You will not be disappointed because you get to hang with Chef Rob just like I did. And we had so much fun. So definitely check them out. Like you mentioned, they are downtown over on Washington Avenue, 3307 Washington. Give them a call, 314-449-1208. Definitely check out their Facebook and their Instagram. I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna get really, really hungry. Their website is where all the action's going down, including some upcoming fun events. So definitely get plugged into them. Support a really amazing concept by a really amazing chef, okay? I'm hyped up, as you can tell from this pie. That is gonna do it for this delicious episode of In the Kitchen on STL TV, where you get to experience St. Louis. Next time, we are going on location over to Gooey Louie, as if I hadn't had enough delightful sweet food here. Yeah, we're making gooey butter cake. So you'll have to stick around to check it out. Make sure you follow us on all things social media, see what's going on. We've got recipes, we've got all sorts of ingredients listed on our In the Kitchen pages. So if you're out and about and you're at a great restaurant, you think they might make a good guest, let us know. This show is for you, St. Louis. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you next time.